Thank you so much, Olivier and Trace, for this opportunity. So my name is Gael Karomba. I'm an investor in the entertainment industry and also owner of a label that manages artists here in Kigali. So it's a pleasure to be with great minds. I've been having conversations with Toby, so very excited for this opportunity and to keep on discussing.
Good day, and Olivia, thank you once again for putting this on. My name is Eze. I'm Vice President Strategy Market Development for Empire. Been a very, very huge fan of Trace and everything that the brand has done for Africa and for the diaspora market, and I'm just glad to be part of this conversation. So thank you all once again.
Maybe just before we give the mic to Toby, can you give us a little bit more detail about Empire? What are the artists you got in your label? Because a lot of people know very well your artists, but not that well the label itself. So they understand who this guy is and how important it is.
Yes, sorry. So I'd start from the West Africa side. So artists such as Ashake, Burna Boy, Fireboy, Olamide, Kiss Daniel, Wande Cole. South Africa artists like Nomsebo, Sykes, East Africa, Nabi Kenzo. Just beginning to build more and really looking forward to this trip as well too.
Yeah, this is big. There's a big competition between Universal Music and Empires, who are very happy that they accepted to work together, to speak together without fighting.
It's very
we like that.
Very good competition.
Yeah, this is what is growing the industry. We need that.
100%.
We need that.
100%.
So, over to Toby now.
Hi Olivia, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Toby van Zyl. I'm a tech entrepreneur. I build infrastructure to enable artists to really own their worth. And I believe in the African Renaissance and the impact that music can have on the up-and-coming youth population. And that's why I'm here to see the vision of creating jobs and opportunity in the arts and cultural sector of every country in Africa. Together with Trace, we can make that happen.
Yeah, and Toby will tell you more about a platform he's now building a partnership with us to help monetize better than before the African talent and the music industry and even beyond. And we are going to present this platform tomorrow. At what time, Toby? I think it's at 12:30. If you want to see how we can multiply by 20 the revenues of African artists, come to this meeting, to this conference. Normally it's a good speech to bring people to multiply by 20, just that. So guys, this year is the year of African music in the world. First of all, the first question, I will ask it to Toby, because Toby is a data guy. He knows the figures. So Toby will tell you what this represents, what music made by African artists represent in the world. And after I get ready for this question, the big question is why this year? What happened this year that explains this phenomenon? But first we start by exposing the reality of the phenomenon. Toby, over to you.
Yeah, I mean, just from our perspective, doing a bit of research and development, I think as technologists, and as generally as the world moves to more decentralized technologies, meaning guys like us can now tap into Spotify's infrastructure. Guys like us can actually tap into YouTube's infrastructure. We can actually go and have access to all of that data and make sense of it and draw new insights and analysis. So for example, when the Spotify Billion Streams Club was introduced, when African artists came into Spotify's Billion Streams Club, that was quite exciting. So we wanted to go and check, hey, what makes an artist hit 1 billion streams? And how did they get there? And what data do we need to obtain to understand what is the blueprint for that artist's success? And in some cases, what is the label's blueprint for that success? And if we could take that data and create artificial intelligence models out of it that can give that methodology, that blueprint in every artist's pocket, they can remain independent for longer, create better music for more fans, until they develop more niches, take that data and then show them multiple ways of tapping into audiences that they wouldn't necessarily think is available, and all while showing them exactly in real time what their revenue per play is, revenue per track, revenue per fan is. And it's not just about the music. What we've seen is artists are actually becoming entrepreneurs now as well. They're scaling horizontal. Music is a hook, but they're really going audio and visual. So creating a lot of visual content that is extremely engaging, and the method of content creation, the quality of content creation is almost more important before the track. So we see a lot of content being developed out there, which means a lot of young people are going to be employed by a lot of artists to actually start creating content as a hook. And then fandom, direct to fans, is a big movement because the artists young people need a deeper connection. So it's quite a funny thing. So people need to be more connected with one another, especially after COVID. Artists are carrying a positive message and sending hope to the rest of the world, and young people are believing in that. So from a culture perspective, it's a revolution. So in short, the data, there's over 1 million data points that we can analyze now across all music streaming services, across any artist. And we are now able to depict the top 50 artists that's in the billions streams club at Spotify alone. We can also depict what metrics was used, data metrics, and that we can apply as a blueprint, and take that blueprint and put it into an app that can help any independent artist, whether they are making $1 a day or less, start following a proven pattern to get into the mainstream.
Thank you very much. So, Frank, let's start with you. You are the managing director of the branch of the biggest record label in the world, Universal Music. Tell us, do they take you more seriously now when you go to the group convention because you are starting to be on the map? Africa is really on the map. Do you feel a change on why this year this is happening? And give us the explanation.
Yes, things are changing. We are witnessing the change, and within the organizations, and it doesn't just acquire to major labels. I believe other organizations are also witnessing the change and having a more focused strategy on the continent. As far as Africa is concerned, there is the perspective coming from the English-speaking territories from sub-Saharan Africa and the French-speaking territories. The dynamic is kind of the same, even though growth is not at the exact same scale, but having artists from Nigeria or from Ghana or from SA going global has like a direct impact on artists coming from West Africa, French West Africa, and we often, and I often participate in panels, whether it's in Abidjan or Dakar, and there's a question that comes back is, okay, what does Nigeria do that makes them so successful and more successful than Senegalese artists and Cote d'Ivoire artists? And most of the time my answer is, well, first of all, you have to look at Nigeria or SA as like little continents. It's 220 million people for Nigeria, for instance. So comparison is complicated. On the other side, I believe that someone has to walk for another one to be able to run and for the others to be able to fly. So we are in a position now when like the whole continent gets some fruits out of these artists going global outside the continent, but also locally. Like your global successful artist is not the only one living off of his music now. You have local stars that are being successful, that inspire youth. And we started Universal Music French-speaking Africa with 5 people. And 4 years after, we were 20 people. Now we're heading to 25 people and working with more and more indie labels, doing licenses, distribution deals. So it creates jobs, it creates vocations, and more stars get born out of these global successes that we've experienced the last couple of years. I think the last couple of years have been with the Remas and the Burna Boys and...
Okay. No, thank you very much. We'll make a very short interruption because Mr. Eazi is in the town. He's here. Please join us on stage. A round of applause for Mr. Eazi because I'm sorry, we know that you're normally always on time. There was a miscommunication issue. So everybody already introduced himself. So what I suggest, introduce yourself and we'll continue. So the team today is can African artists dominate the world? First of all, can you answer yes or no?
Yes, I think. Come on, man.
Come on, that's obvious, so obvious. So, Eazi, tell us in a few words your personal journey to get to where you are right now. Not just you as a successful artist, but everybody will talk about the success of Nigerian music, of Afrobeat. Why this year, 2023, Afrobeat is starting to dominate the world. Explain to us as a Nigerian artist and part of this movement.
You know, I think the journey has started for a long time. You know, I could take it back to like 2013 with Fuse ODG, you know, having the Azonto top 5 records, Better Than Bad, the #1 record with Major Lazer. So it has continued. And, you know, for me, I never wanted to be a musician. I was just a hustler trying to, you know, make money, isn't it? And music was my escape. And as I would learn about tech, I would start to put everything I was learning about tech into promoting my music. Fast forward to 2015, I'll drop the song Skin Tight and Banku Lies, and I will get a call from Lauryn Hill. You know, my boys in Ghana, shout out to Abdul and the team. You know, I played for Lauryn Hill before I decided to be an artist in King's Theatre, Brooklyn. So this journey has started a long time ago, and then, you know, I'll decide to do music full-time 2016, July 22nd, by booking my own show in the UK. And in 2018, after so much success, I decided to start my label, Empower Africa, because at the time, I just felt there was no company that was fully focused only on African music, like just African music. And big shout out to my friend Denzil from Platoon. You know, I worked with Platoon. I was the first African artist to get Apple Music up next. There was no African artist. It was Khalid, me, and then Bad Bunny. You can see how big Khalid is, how big Bad Bunny is, you know, and where I've gotten to in my career. And it's been an upward trajectory with that. You know, we've been able to work with the likes of Joe Boy, breaking Joe Boy globally, Major League DJs, who are still in business with Major League DJs, Nandi from Tanzania, and about 58 producers we publish via Empower Publishing, our own festival, Dirty Rave Festival. And you know, I just think like this year, I said it like 3 years ago, that in 6 years' time, Afrobeat is gonna be, African music is gonna be the biggest sound of the world. And we're just 3 years in, and you can just imagine what it will be 50 years later, the day we celebrate 50 years of modern day Afropop, Afrobeat is gonna be amazing. So the answer is yes, as we can see, and I think it's been more beautiful because we're now seeing artists from all over Africa taking the center stage, blowing up at the same time.
Thank you. So good news. We all agree that this will not happen. This is happening right now. So nearly 3 years before your expectation. So we've been better than anticipated. Jose, let's go to you. You are an investor in the creative industries. Do you think that money makes a difference? Do you think that we've got the right vehicles to receive the money from investors? Tell us the relationship between investor and the music industry, because it's not